Okay, guys, so in this quick video, I'm just going to run through a version of how to make a destructible mesh for the ArachnaZ build. So you have to kind of approach it like a little bit different from other games that you might end up working on. So for this example, all I've done is I've grabbed the barrel component, this is the barrel static mesh that's in the game build, and I've just made a real quick blueprint that can handle this. So all that happens is whenever you shoot, it just applies some radial damage in the middle of the barrel, and then makes it fall apart. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take this static mesh here, and we need to turn it into destructible mesh. So the way we do that is make sure that your plugins are enabled. So if you go edit, plugins, scroll down till you hit physics, you want to make sure that Apex destruction is enabled. If it's not enabled, you can turn it on and you might just be asked to restart Unreal. So next thing to do is we right click on this, and we're going to choose destructible mesh. So because I've already used it on here, I'm just going to duplicate it real quick. From there, I'll right click, choose create destructible mesh. So once we're in here, we can adjust these settings normally. So if I was going to set this up for another game, I might just change the damage threshold. I would set it to maybe accumulate damage as it goes on. But for this one, we're just going to fracture the mesh, have a quick look at it, make sure it's okay. That seems fine. You can obviously change. You can change like these values and stuff if you want. You can change like how long the debris stays around the game world. But I'm happy enough for that, so we'll just hit save. So the next thing that we need to do is we're going to drop that in the scene. So that's it sitting there as normal. So you notice like on the destructible meshes, what happens is as soon as they're converted from a static mesh into destructible mesh, you'll get some decals on them. But what we want to do here is we want to turn this into an actual blueprint. So with it selected, we can click on blueprint / add script here on the right hand side. We could just make a new blueprint actor by right clicking and go in blueprint class, but we'll just do it this way because it's handier. That's just where we want to save it. So we're going to just save it in my content folder. I'm going to create the blueprint and then open it up. So first things first is we want to get some type of collision working on this object. So we're going to add a box collision. I'm going to move it up so it kind of goes over our barrel. So you could turn down your snaps. I have mine set at the minute where I'm snapping my scale. You could turn it down to get like a lot more accurate if you wanted. There we go. So it's fine. The main thing is it encompasses the barrel. So from here we're going to pop over to the event graph. Now because we've got that collision made, when we scroll down the right hand side, we can call on some functions to do that. So we're going to go on component begin overlap. And what we're looking for is the bullet. So we're going to go cast to bullet. And if that's true, or if that returns a value, we're going to just do a quick print string to say it's been hit. So we'll compile, and one last thing I'll do just so we can make sure is I'm just going to make sure that that collision box is not hidden in game so we can actually see it. So there we go. So when I'm shooting now, it's returning that value saying that I've hit the box. So that's working fine. So what I want to do next then is, if that's true, we want to apply some damage to this barrel. So we're going to drag off here. We're going to apply radial radius damage, and it's asking us what do we want to apply it to, and we're just going to say just the destructible mesh component. Okay, so if you hit compile now, it won't actually let you do it. It'll throw up an error, and they're saying that there's no hurt origin. So it kind of needs that plugged in, so it needs to know where this damage is coming from. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You could use like the actual component, or you could figure out like where the hit took place. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make an arrow component. I'm going to just place it. By default, it's going to the origin, but I'm just going to place it like right in the middle of the barrel. So it's about halfway up. And then I'm going to drag that in here. I'm going to ask it for the get world location. And then I'm going to plug that in. So this is where the damage is going to take place. So from here, if we were to do this now, it'll but it's not applying any damage. So this next bit, I've just experimented with like a load of different values, and I've kind of found like a little bit of a happy medium in between them all. So it's up to you, depending on the size of your mesh, like where you want it to happen. So what I ended up settling on were these values. Oh, not these ones. Blueprint class. So I ended up just settling on these values here. So I just went with base damage of 10. My damage radius I set to 200, and my impulse strength I set to 150. So 200 and then 150. And then it's working just fine like that. So the only difference between these two here is that one has got full damage enabled, the other one doesn't, and I was just tweaking that. So it's all about finding, like, obviously if this was a much bigger mesh, we would probably need to use like a much larger damage radius. But for this here, this seems to be working fine. Try it. The player can then run through it. So that could be anything. So that could be a grate. It could be some eggs. That might end up, like, if you don't destroy them, it might end up spawning spiders. That's just a real quick workaround on how to do it. So obviously we don't need that print string. So just to run back through it real quick, all I did was get my mesh, which is regular static mesh. That could be anything. Could be something you've downloaded. Could be something that you made yourself. From there, I just right clicked. I made a destructible mesh. I didn't actually end up modifying any of the settings there, although you can tweak them. From there, I just added that to a blueprint actor. I added some box clues into it. Made sure it was bullet. Once I knew it was a bullet, I just applied a radius damage to it. And that's just a real quick way that you can get that kind of up and running, get it put into your game build.